5 cards right here. Let's just say we've got these 5 cards. And the way it works is at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of each turn, you get 2 mana. So you always have mana to spend at the beginning of the turn. Then what happens is a series of events. An action phase, which basically means that during this time, if this guy's right here, I can attack with this guy. I could maybe play a spell card, like this spell card right here, or I could rotate a character because position is definitely something that you have to be aware of in this game. For example, if this is the enemy and he's facing this way, this is the front of him. So if you attack him from the back, then you get a bonus. So like positioning is very important. Then you have a creature phase in which you spend your mana, and you'll see here on this card, oh, we're a little out of focus right here, but there's a number that says how much mana it costs. Very similar to like Magic if you've played that. There's a number, you have to tap 3 green mana in order to bring this monster out.
They also have action mana costs once they're down.
Once they're down. Mm-hmm. So I place a card. I'm only allowed to place 1 creature, and then they have what's called the resolution phase, and the resolution phase is basically just attacking. So if I place this card and there was a card right here, an attack initiates, and that's the resolution phase. And then you end your turn, you repeat, and the first player to have 5 cards down on their board, that's the winner. It's really that simple in concept. Now, where it becomes more demanding on strategy is that each one of these cards does something different. So, for example, here's the Elven Berserker Maiden. When I put her down, she has 3 hit points and 1 attack.
They also show you
how they attack and where their back is. But then the card says when this card has exactly 1 hit point, she adds 2 to her attack, and she also gains a dodge attempt. Now that may be like, oh, so when the character gets attacked, then it becomes more powerful. Well, that's true, but another unique thing about the system and the way that this works is that each field represents an element. Now, you can't see it right here because I fucking failed and forgot my Eye of Judgment Blu-ray. It's sitting inside my PS3. So this is, it goes water, fire.
This is on the official.
And it's always layout. The same. It's water, fire, earth, water, biolith, sand, fire, earth. So that, and then each side also has another element. So this guy, this is an earth, this is like an earth, this is a wood card. So if I put her down on a wood, she gets a hit point bonus, 2 additional hit points, because she's aligned to that environment. However, if I put her down on the earth, she loses 2 hit points because that's her opposite element.
But it's actually good for that one.
Right, it's good for this card because remember, when it has 1 hit points, it becomes more powerful. So this is just one example of how you learn how the cards execute and how you use the fields. And what you have up there on screen right now, actually, full screen that for a second. That's actually a good representation. You can see the elements.
That's official board.
Right? So you can see the fire at the very top, the fire in the corner.
Let me just say,
so the elements come into play.
Let me just say this real quick because it probably seems overwhelming to a lot of you right now.
Right.
But really, after a couple games, you get it right away, and then you really get into it, and it's really not that hard to understand. I've never played a card battle game before in my entire life, and I got the game and was good at the game after maybe 5 games. I got it. I got good at it, understood things, and I'm still learning, but I was competent enough to actually compete after about 5 or so games. So I know it sounds overwhelming, and if you've never touched a card game before like me, don't worry. It's very user-friendly.
Well, the one thing that stands out to me, and if you guys remembered moments ago, I said that this game's success was based off of 2 things. How good is it as a standalone card game, and the online play. The online play is great. I mean, you get on, the cheating has been pretty much eliminated. Yeah, you can copy cards, oh boy, but it's not cheating really because A, you're not going to be able to get the ultra rare cards because no one out there is scanning them. B, there's no resource to get like a bunch of scanning. And C, it doesn't matter. Like this,
and you're limited.
You still have to use the card within the rule set of the game.
Yeah.
So there's not ways you can trick it or anything like that. The only place solid. So then it's how does it work as a standalone card game? The reason why this game is so fucking impressive to me is because it is so balanced. And what I mean is this. I've gone out and I've bought theme decks. I've bought booster packs. But a guy who has the starter deck can still beat me. It comes down to how you play your cards, strategically how you play your cards, and how you manipulate your opponent's cards as well.
Still a small level of chance and luck.
Of course, just like poker.
It's a lot like poker.
Exactly.
When I tell people, when I describe this game to people, I tell them it's poker and chess combined. That's pretty much what it is, and more like poker. There's a lot of risk taking going on.
There is a lot of risk taking, and there's a lot of thinking ahead, just like a chess move. I could move this pawn right here, but 8 moves from now, it may absolutely fuck me in my plan.
When I play online, it doesn't take me long to do my turn because I'll look at the board and I'll guess pretty much what the player is going to do, and I'll have my card ready to go. The only thing that throws that off sometimes is if the player actually does something that surprises me, which still happens, or if I draw a card when it's my turn and that card is actually a little better, then I'll play that. But it doesn't take long in between turns. I'm pretty much ready to go in my turn is done in 30 seconds.
Right. Force, we've kind of been hogging the mics here. What's your thoughts on the gameplay, your experience? Sum and I did have a different experience because we had played the game several times leading up to the actual purchase of it. After I told you how great I thought it was, you went out and purchased it. What has your experience been?
Well, my experience is, and I'm not as freaking hooked as you guys are because I really like playing with other people, and the fact that you guys can get together with buddies I think is really hooking you a lot more than me. But I love the fact that, like I said, I was really down on it when I first started. I thought it was way too hard. But when I played a game with you, it was an absolutely freaking fantastic experience. I love that game that we played. I went on to play several other games with people. I love that once you get the hang of it, I only have my 30 cards. I got the booster pack that came with it. But I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage. I've only won 1 game out of the 7 I've played. And it felt good. And I like the fact that, like I said, I like sitting in my living room and playing like a real card game. And the camera works so freaking good. I can't believe it works as well as it does. It can tell if your card's facing up, left, right, down. And it really adds a whole lot more strategy to it than I thought was going to be possible using a 3D peripheral or a camera, iToy.
Right.
So the iToy, I think, really made this game. The fact that it's so responsive and that the game is so much deeper than I thought it was going to be. I thought they'd have to keep the game very simple to work with the camera, but they don't. And there's tons of strategy to it. I like the fact, too, that, you're always praying, damn it, please select that card next, hoping that you'll get the next card, knowing if you don't, you've lost, or winning when you do. And I love that aspect to it, and it's so unique and original. So we've played card games, but you haven't played them like this.
Right. I agree 100% with everything that you say pretty much, Force. And here's the thing that I think a lot of Epileptic Gaming fans will be happy to hear. You've berated us. You've said that we are graphics whores. You've said that, unless it looks fucking gorgeous and polished, it runs at 60 FPS and has a gazillion polygons, we won't play it. And this is a perfect example of how innovation, even with a lack of great graphics and great 5.1 and all that stuff, will still have me playing the shit out of a game. Because in my gameplay and in my fun cycle, you don't really even need to show them if you don't want to, Rance. They're 9s. Yeah. This game is not a graphical...
Your gameplay only got a 9?
My gameplay got a 9.
Dude, my gameplay got a 10. We've never seen anything like this before.
We haven't. Oh, and maybe you're right. I mean, I guess why did I dock it a point? I don't know. What'd you give it?
I gave it a 9 as well. I docked it a point because I don't know, giving gameplay a 10 is like something reserved for something so completely deep, like something like maybe Call of Duty 4. I guess just maybe because it was just Eye of Judgment is just Eye of Judgment. Like it's a card game and that's all it is. But But for me, Eye of Judgment is exactly everything I expected it to be and more. And it's the game that I've played since I gotten it. It's the only game I really play. I play a little bit of Warhawk still, but Eye of Judgment, I can't stop playing it. I love it. It's absolutely perfect to me. But it's still, I don't know if it deserves a 10.
I guess Force where I would have given it a 10.
I understand where he's coming from, but
a card.
That's what I said. My 10s are reserved for unique gameplay that's tight, and we've never seen it before.
Okay.
I mean,
Call of Duty 4 does not have that.
Eye of Judgment is a beautiful game to me, and you know, if anyone's ever been interested in card games before and just never had the courage to step up and look for a group of nerds to do it with, I mean, this is perfect because this is me. This is where I came from. I've always liked card games, the idea of them, but they were intimidating to me. I didn't, you know, I never thought I could find people to play or teach me, and it was just so friggin' complicated.
Right.
You know, I was looking forward to this because I knew this would be the game that would teach me how to play, take me through it, and I would have fun playing it, and I'm absolutely hooked. It's the only game nowadays where every night I'll sit, as soon as I get home, I'll eat real quick, watch whatever I need to watch on TiVo real quick, just one show, and then all I do is play Eye of Judgment the rest of the night.
Right. You know, I would say if I had to bitch about one thing is that you can't play this when you only have a few minutes. I don't think I've played a game
You're
that's
absolutely right about that.
At least a half hour. Usually they're an hour or longer.
I feel like as I play more and more games, my games are getting shorter because I refine my deck, I figure out but it also depends on your opponent.
Yeah.
Your opponent could be playing a complete turtle-like strategy where he's just going to accumulate mana until he can drop his most powerful card.
My match lasted an hour. So, you know, sometimes against people, and I can tell right away when people aren't as good.
Yeah.
And those matches last actually 10 to 15 minutes.
Right.
I know when I'm going up against someone good, those matches usually are about an hour. But I don't mind it. It's the one game where I really don't mind because you're playing poker, you're using your brain. It's an ultimate sort of strategy game. It's like a mano a mano, I'm going to outthink you kind of game. And I love it, and I love it for that.
Do you guys get in lots of conversations with your opponents?
I gotta be honest with you.
So
yeah, and this is one thing that I have not checked up on, but I feel like the mic is live all the time when you're playing with your opponent.
It is live all the time.
And I feel like that is that detracts me. I mean.
Yeah,
it's like I can't talk to my wife, and I like have this. I enjoy like talking to my opponent and knowing that they can't hear, like, oh, what you gonna do now, buddy? Look at that! Oh, 5-man boom!
When I did have the sound on in the mic, you know, whenever I did talk with someone, we actually had good conversations. But then I would run into people every once in a while that had shit going on in the background.
Right.
Dude, I had to leave a match exactly because there was shit going on.
So ultimately, because of the music,
you guys,
generic, I just did my own.
Now they also offer text chat.
Yeah, you can.
And I don't know if you know how this works for us, but check this out. Other guys who may be playing Eye of Judgment, I just found this out the other night. If you press this stick down, it opens up your little text entry. And then if you press this stick, L3, it gets rid of the chat window. I find that guys actually will chat with me, and since I've got to wait in between turns anyway, I'll like type, you know, oh, that was a good move, that's a sweet card, I used to use that one. I found that to be more enjoyable than talking. Now, of course, Force, when we play or when I play with Fat Baby, I play with my mic on, you know, we talk because, you know, it's not like a 14-year-old retard or, you know, Fat Baby doesn't mind if fucking bong rips are being pulled in the background and whatnot. So, you know, I mean, like, it's things to take into consideration when you got a live mic. If they made it the option so I could go, hey, dude, that was a good card, like I'm pressing this down and then it's broadcasting, great. But the fact that the mic is live and open all the time, I'm not really down with that. So, guys, we're already over time. We need to get going. Now, I know that guys are going to have a lot of questions, and I feel like next week, after an episode of Epileptic Gaming, Suma and I are going to have this set up right here and show you guys a game so that you could see it. And
the best way to learn is to play it or have someone walk you through it step by step.
And watch a game. So we will, next week, I would say we do it tomorrow, but Mega64 is going to be here, and we're filming Up All Night. So next week we will go through, we will play a game. And if you guys got questions, feel free to send them to us at epilepticgaming@gmail.com. The one thing I want to end with here, and let's give our overalls, but the one thing while we're doing this, one thing I want to end is that people should not be deterred by any press about the card copying.
don't.
It's bullshit, and in my opinion, it's like taking players away from the game who would normally maybe try it out, but are like, oh, you could copy a card? No.
bullshit.
I will tell you from experience, we tried copying cards because we were curious. How hard is this going to be? Is it going to be something very easy? You can copy cards, but you're playing a game of Russian roulette at that point. Your cards will not read on the eye as well as they should, unless you're like buying some
like I
fucking
said, it
crazy
doesn't
photo set. You know,
It's
it
about
doesn't
how
matter.
smart you are, how you
exactly.
play. It's not the cards you have.
Exactly. So I gave it an 80%, but you know what? I want you guys to realize that is an 80% also taking graphics and gameplay into consideration, or graphics and sound. If you were to take graphics and sound out and base this off of a card game that allows me to play anyone in the world, which is also significant because I played against players from Taipei, China, Japan, etc., then you are getting the ultimate gameplay experience. It's 100 to me.
I was the same way with my overall. The only reason it's a little bit lower than any other game I fully enjoy is just because graphics and sound are so generic. But I absolutely recommend it. If you own a PS3, go out and buy it with, no questions asked. Day one, it's just go get it.
Right.
Don't waste any more time.
Right, absolutely. And you know what? For $70, and this is where Force should answer this question. Force, for $70, how good of a deal is this?
Well, I have been bragging to everyone who will listen to me about how Orange Box has been the best purchase in PC gaming or gaming history. But the $70 for this game, I paid $10 more on a regular game. Got that booster deck, that kick-ass camera and stand, and this game that has legs. I mean, you could play this game for a while. If the community stays with it, this is one that you will keep popping back in your box and playing, and I think it was a freaking fantastic purchase. And it feels kick-ass having this big-ass package for $70.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're walking away with it. So, you could walk away with this for $60, or you could walk away with this for $70. Yeah. And once again, I have to give another point for Sony because this is the second game that they've released almost as a value title with additional accessories. And the other game I'm talking about is Warhawk with the Bluetooth headset.
PlayStation Eye is solid. It's really solid. It's not like the 360 camera at all.
We'll talk about that next week, guys. So there it is. Eye of Judgment, just hands down, it's a purchase. And you know what? I think that is an investment more than it is a purchase. Because not only are you getting the game, but you're also getting the Eye toy, which will be utilized by Sony in a lot of different ways coming up, including home, including PSN titles, including other games as well. Rance, it sounds like you want to say something.
Yeah, I do kind of want to chime in just because I had so much interest. I had so much interest in this game that I just wanted to sound the alarms to all the guys out there. I went to 4 stores and nobody's got this game right now. So if you find it, consider yourself lucky and buy it, okay? Because I've been looking and I haven't found dick.
Is this something you'd play, Rance?
Yeah, I would try this out, but I've stayed away from it at first for fear of it becoming an addiction to me, and then these guys kept raving about it, so then I wanted to pick it up, and then I was too late, and there were no more left.
Hogan and I were at EB Games at a mall yesterday. And, we went in, they were sold out. They said as soon as they get it in, they're sold out. I'm like, what about booster packs, blah, blah, blah.
And this is not,
sold out as soon as we get it.
This is not your typical sellout either that they're describing to you. What they're describing to you is they are sold out, but that's because they only got one fucking copy.
Yeah, they don't expect it
in the first place. Yeah,
they're so sold out of this game.
It.
The guys in the stores don't even know what the fuck this game is called.
Some of the guys you have to explain to them what it is.
And don't forget, guys, when you call, people are fucking dumb. This game is Eye of Judgment. Judgment, okay? When you go to Best Buy and Jackass goes Judgment, he's not going to fucking find it because he just spelled it wrong. So keep that in mind when you're going out and buying this. Again, I'm going to have to say this is a must-buy, especially for all PS3 owners. One other thing that I would just tack on there is that when it comes to the online play, I am playing within seconds, okay, guys? I go to online, I do search for an opponent, and boom, 5 seconds later, I'm in the game and I'm playing. And so there's definitely a large population. There's a very robust leaderboard ranking system.
Which I'm on.
And
this guy's not.
Bullshit. Why don't you fucking look up your
Damn
rankings
it.
again, dog? In fact, you better start playing because I'm catching up to your ass. So watch out. All right, you heard it. It's time to round it up. If you got more questions about The Simpsons or Eye of Judgment, email us epilepticgaming@gmail.com and visit us on our webpage and discuss it in the forums. You can find all those at epilepticgaming.com. We've got Hogan Cameron Carter over on Stickum Ustream Moderation.
Give me your rat tails.
We've got Rance, who I have a feeling is going to be playing some Eye of Judgment very soon.
No.
Oh, Suma was here. There it is. It says Suma was here. It says exit only. We've got Force all the way in the Midwest, who's now going to be dismissing himself so we can go play some Call of Duty 4.
I'm off for it, guys.
World
Ready to
famous
fight.
Robert Suma sporting his Jackass the Game shirt.
If you own a PSP, go get it.
And of course, me, World's Loudest Human, DJ Wheat. We'll see you tomorrow when Mega 64 invades the Epileptic Gaming studio. Mega 64, Epileptic Gaming, it's got to be fucking love at first sight, folks. Yes, it'll be great. I look forward to it. We'll see you tomorrow for Friday Free For All here on Epileptic Gaming. Peace.
We'll be right back.